Child. Anyway, so
I'm like, the fuck? You're taking that long. Hello everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Jayden, and before I get into my things, I'll let Amira go, and then I'll come talk.
I'm throwing rocks at you.
And
My
having
name,
hands.
actually, I'm throwing eggs at you, but there's no eggs to throw. My name is Amira, and I am really nervous for what is going to come with this egg business. There were no eggs in my grocery store, and
Oh,
if
this is really like a
anybody,
thing.
this is. I don't, but that's the thing. I don't know if it's a thing or if it's similar to the toilet paper thing, where it's like,
Oh,
no,
it's like
there's
only
no
affects
shortage of toilet
okay.
paper.
Yeah.
Y'all just
People
bought
are
all
just
the
egregious.
toilet paper. You know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, there's no eggs in Trader Joe's, and then there were no brown eggs at Giant. I'm not above a tofu scramble, but sometimes I don't want scrambled eggs. I love an over medium, over eat like.
Okay.
I'm not putting scrambled eggs on my avocado toast. You know what I mean?
What? So you scramble a certain type of egg and then you just cook another type of egg?
What do you mean?
I'm confused because there's no brown eggs at Giant.
Oh no, there were
specified that there was no brown
eggs.
eggs
at Trader Joe's at Giant, and there were no brown eggs. So it's like, what's going on? Why are there only white eggs some places?
Oh, okay.
I don't discriminate.
Okay.
We diversify here.
I get clucked in the past.
Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I love a DEI egg. That's number one. But
same.
I'll take, I'll take a legacy higher egg as well. Like I'm not above it. But what I'm saying is,
okay,
the tofu scrambled is not going to do what I need to do.
The tofu, you already had lost me with, so I was never going to ask you any questions about the tofu part.
Okay.
Because the scramble really kind of made my stomach turn just a little bit.
I did see your face shift a little.
Yeah. But I do want to know why you can't throw that scrambled egg onto that avocado toast.
The scrambled tofu?
No, but you said
if I have to have an egg-like thing, I can only have it be a scrambled tofu that tastes similar to eggs, and I want it for my avocado toast.
You can't. They don't have like the cartons of egg whites or something you can go get.
They might, Jayden.
You didn't think of that.
When I go shop,
you didn't think of it.
No, because this is how my eyes trained.
Prefer eggs. Like I prefer to crack my own egg than to open a carton and then pour it
out. That's just so diner. That's just so diner. And the way my eye is trained at the grocery store, I don't even look at certain sections because I know that price tag is not for me.
True.
So the top level for the egg section is where they have the scrambled, like the egg whites. I don't know how much they cost, but I know it ain't for me.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it's probably like $1.
Right.
It's literally top shelf. Same price. But you're right. I want to have the egg because what if I also want to bake something? Now I gotta Google how much applesauce and baking soda to use and replace for my egg. Like I'm not
right.
And this is what I'll say to nobody on this platform, I think, voted blah blah blah. But y'all swore the egg prices was gonna come down. I just want to say that. That's it. That's all.
I'll also say we haven't even entered into his era yet.
But girl, do you think the chickens are coming back? Do you think he's going to handle H1N1
my only
better?
Critique of everyone is
they're the same person
now. But yes, but like everyone's like, we're about to do this. This is about to happen. I'm like, it happened already. Rights revoked. Like eggs depleted. Like there's no eggs, there's no chickens, there's no cows, there's no nothing. It's just us, grass, and heat. So I'm confused.
What is that? It's from a show, but I can't. It's been memed so much. I don't even know what the words are. But basically, it's like there aren't going to be any eggs. You stupid whore. Like that's just how I feel. Like you guys swore the eggs were going to be cheaper, but there aren't going to be any eggs.
There's not going to be any eggs,
and it didn't matter either way because neither of the people are going to handle this epidemic turn pandemic well. But what I'm saying is, now we're definitely not gonna have any eggs. Honestly, I'm really glad I got to experience eggs in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I can't go any further because Jane, when I say I love eggs, like one of the reasons why I was like, no vegan for me,
It's the
eggs.
Mm.
I'm the type of girl where someone's like, oh, I'm about to make some eggs for breakfast. Okay, just salt and pepper, baby. You don't need. I want to taste the egg. Don't put no garlic
You don't
powder
like
in
a whole bunch of
girl. I will throw up on the table right now. Salt, pepper, and a neutral oil. That's it.
Oh, girl, you do love the egg.
Like it's not
throwing garlic powder. Slap your mama.
Tabitha Brown.
Slap your mama
seasoning. Girl, not the lemon pepper eggs, please. It's just ridiculous. Like I want to taste the egg.
I'm making eggs like I make oxtail. Like I'm going to
brown overnight.
Make a roux. Like no, what do you mean?
Please.
You just want egg, skillet,
correct,
and then a few pinches of salt. Like no,
just maybe one. That's it.
So okay, we'll move on because I'm like, so how do you do your avocado toast?
Literally.
Every time I talk about food with my person, Kamala Harris, a little thyme over the skin. She's like, so you're gonna do? How much time do we have? Okay, you're gonna put a little salt. You're gonna take the time. You're gonna go under the skin.
A little rosemary.
And a little rosemary, and you just sprinkle it across.
You're gonna bake.
And then we're ready.
I'm sorry. I love that video.
She's hilarious. The problem is the lady is hilarious, and I can't get the meme where she's like
the one she's eating Doritos.
I love memeing her. Like she's hilarious to be a meme in the game. Anyway,
crimes aside, she's hilarious.
Absolutely, crimes of humanity. Literally put right next to it.
She's so funny.
Not funny, haha, funny, weird. So. For my intro, I would like to take the time to really send out an apology to all of those people out there who have been waiting for this show and for just some sign of life and existence from Chow Anyway on any platform, truly. We have recorded episodes previously, but it was just something about them. They weren't sitting well with the spirit. And it was really me trying to do too much, and now I'm entering a phase in life where the muchness can be at the minimum. Like it's about living the existence and being present more than it is about the lights, camera, and the action. So if this was working and I was trying to change so much with limited resources, and one of those resources being time, like not having the time to do so.
Literally.
So we'll be back to this platform for a while, and nothing's wrong with this platform, and we enjoy doing this in any capacity we can. So thank Amira. We'll thank her later, but I'll apologize now, I guess, about really trying to push this show forward because we were supposed to be back in November, October, September. We were supposed to be back in June, and and now it's January.
2 seasons ago,
we were literally supposed to be back a long time ago.
Switched our clothes wardrobes out twice.
Yes,
since then.
I have 2 new children. Like there's so much life that has gone on. We're in completely different spaces than we were then.
Literally,
and I think there are better spaces for us to be able to do this. I will say, holiday time is hard in general. And that transition towards like end of year stuff, it's just with work, the numbers is all due and whatnot. With school, like the finals and stuff, like it's a hectic time. So now we're back into the swing of things, and I'm happy to be here.
Honestly, though, I will not allow too many rocks to be thrown at you solely because your intentions were there, wanting it to be better. That's like, okay, just do it quicker. That's all we asked. Okay, great. So, for those of you who are new here, which I'm suspecting it won't be anybody because the show is basically new. So welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
Just a refresher, the next part we're about to go into is the moment of the week. This is where, and this is just like old times, fire truck. Should have been, okay,
Child,
great. It's a lot.
your tofu is burning.
Very much. Hello, scrambled over. This is where Jayden and I are like, what happened to you this week? I mean, we've had 52 weeks since, but what happened to you this week, last week?
A full year, it's crazy. 265 days.
Correct.
Yeah, this bitch live at.
Exactly. You know what, Jayden? Just so that we can, reintegrate into the way that things used to be. I'll go first if you don't mind.
Please do.
Okay, thank you. So my moment of the week actually did happen this week, and sometimes I like to save them for later for when I have a chill week. But this one is so timely because I'm still feeling the effects of it to this day. My moment of the week is, I'm not even gonna tell you what happened to me because it's embarrassing, whatever. But I needed to go to the dentist, truthfully, as an emergency, December 26th. But I didn't have any insurance because my new job, not my new job, but my job's new insurance would kick in the new year. So I'm like, well, I guess I can wait it out because as we see, it would be a foolish task to try to go somewhere on the 26th and then try to have my insurance pay for it later before I even have it. Girl, you're gonna lose that case. Yeah. So I was like, let me just rock out with this situation, switch the side we're chewing on. You know the vibe. Maybe the girls don't know the vibe, but I invented it. So I finally get to go to the dentist on the 15th of January. And the dentist, he's like, basically like, dentists are so, okay, side note, dentists are so nasty. Like, they're so rude. I can't think of any other doctor section where it's okay to be talking to people crazy like that. Like, dentists, they make you feel so bad and insecure. Like, can you imagine going to the urologist and them like making you feel bad about a choice that you made that led you to them? Like, oh my god.
The thing is, I don't know, I think they learn this in like dentistry school.
No, they have
to be rude, but I'm like, I think y'all approach is wrong. Like, y'all are trying to save lives. Like, I understand why they're approaching it this way, and like your dental hygiene affects the hygiene of your entire, or like the health of your entire body.
No, literally.
And like plaque in your teeth can lead to a heart attack. Like, if they're trying to get that through, but that doesn't help if no one wants to come back here. You know, like, you have to make it a place where people want to keep making appointments, but y'all don't.
I gotta see you every 6 months. Girl, make it easy. That's the thing, though. It's like you have to treat people sometimes the way that you would treat a child. Like, a child's gonna, now I'm gonna be defiant, and just for that, I'm not gonna scrape my tongue or whatever the thing is. It's like,
right.
Or they also forget, like, God forbid you have insurance insecurity. God forbid you didn't have insurance for 3 months or for 3 years. That's not even regular insurance. Like, the regular insurance don't even cover dental. You have to get a separate insurance, and you're making people feel bad about it. So that's that. I'll say that. The dentist comes in. First of all, he's got on a big gold chain. I'm like, already wrong already. And he comes into my mouth with his tools, unmasked. And all I'm smelling is cigarettes.
Ooh.
So you're breathing in my mouth. First of all, I'm going to take your advice. You smoking cigarettes? That's not good for your teeth. Whatever. So he starts talking crazy to me. And then he's like, well, I'm going to have some. So basically your options are, we can cut your face open and add a new thing, or we can remove the tooth. But, you know, the dentist, their biggest thing is saving the tooth. Like, they would save a tooth over a body. Like, they don't care. So he goes, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be waiting for the secretary to come and see what my insurance covers. Jayden, I'm literally waiting for like 40 minutes in the dentist chair. No service in this building. Playing solitaire. Girl, I only bust out solitaire in desperate times. Okay,
that's like, one of the ones. That's the playing game.
Yeah, hello, because you don't need service. You don't need service. Just new deal. So she comes back and she's like, "Oh, the problem was very much new deal, very much new deal." Denied. She's like, Your insurance wasn't coming up for some reason. What do you have again? Let me see your card. So she has a sticky note. She writes down my insurance policy number. Then I know from like calling around a bunch, oh, maybe you can use the last four of my social, right? Like, and look it up that way. She's like, oh yeah, let me get that too. I'm like, last four. She's like, no, the whole thing. You don't want me to give you my social security number on a post-it. Me. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. 4, 5. Girl, I want to go home. So I give her and she just walks away with my social security number, and I'm like, well, there goes that. Like, if she steals, she steals. I don't care. They finally decide, okay, great. She comes back with a printout. She's like, so after your insurance covers it, you're gonna have to pay $941. And I'm like, is this the thanks I get for choosing the cheapest option? Like, are you serious?
Well, yes.
So I'm like, I got paid that today. She's like, yeah. I'm not. Fortunately, I already had a dentist credit card from when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and the balance is 0, praise God. So I'm like, girl, charge it, whatever. At this point, just fix it, because I've been in here for an hour, and I didn't even sign the yes, I want to get this surgery done. So then this comes back, he's like, perfect. So then he gets some numbing, whatever. Long story short, my problem, this is my moment of the week. Dentists, the only doctors in my experience, you might have had a different experience, Jayden, and those who listen at home, they are the only doctors that you go to where you literally cannot advocate for yourself because your mouth is dug into, and they're not telling you what they're doing. It's the only place. You go to the gynecologist, obviously you wouldn't know this, Jayden. You're going to feel a little pressure. It's going to be a little cold right now. They tell you everything, and all you really need to do is look down. You just look down and see what they're doing.
Wait, I just saw RIP, but I saw a TikTok and it was like,
oh,
the gynecologist be like, do you mind if I touch you?
Yeah, literally.
And they're like,
literally. They're like, so I'm just going to put a little pressure, and then they're like, fist deep inside of your
that's so
places.
Funny, tragic, but hilarious,
but necessary. Sometimes it's necessary because, like, girl, get into the back of that. Get to the back, swab it down, make sure everything is doing what it's like. Dentists, they don't care. They just pull out the biggest things and they're just drilling into your mouth. Jayden, I can't demonstrate. Well, this hand is clean, but imagine someone putting their thumb close to the edge of your jaw and taking their pointer finger and just pulling it back to basically try to have them meet.
Yeah.
So I can't feel anything in the mouth.
It was that little tool?
His
that
hand.
Little thing that.
His hand. Yeah, his hand. He's like, he like cranked me open.
I want you to know. You need to switch that.
Oh no, Jayden. No, here's the thing. And I'll say it. I'll say the name. Dental Solutions. Yeah. They have multiple locations. Nothing. They have one in Deptford and they have one in Philly.
When people name something, they're compensating for what they lack.
Jayden, Best in Town. You know Best in Town in Galloway? Not Best in Town. Not.
But like Glinda the Good Witch or Glinda the Good. What was the other one? From some other movie or something. I'm like, this. Oh, and Glass Onion, The Disruptors.
Literally.
But I'm saying, like,
that was a good movie.
I watched it again the other day. It's very good. Janelle Monáe, fantastic. Playing two girls.
Yeah, her
twin. Like, anytime someone has
spoiler,
like, you know who really will always get their tens for me?
Lindsay, obviously.
Lindsay Lohan will always get her tens for playing two little girls.
Like, that was crazy. Like, and they had different mannerisms, different everything. Like, that is acting.
And you had to remember who was who in the different scenes. Like, she was clocking it. No shade.
You know who wanted to get their tens? Tyler Perry.
Play Medea and him in the same movie. Like, good night.
Medea and Joe are the same person. But you know who can get their tens? Eddie Murphy.
Absolutely. Birthday twin.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah.
Long story short, all I see at the corner of my eye is the longest white thing that's suctioning stuff up. I'm seeing my whole life get suctioned in this. Just blood. And all I can see is just like different metal tools coming into
your mouth. And
I'm like,
he's singing StreamYard audio.
Just in on your audio stream.
Like,
he's smoking a cigarette on the side of his
jamming.
mask. He's
Ashing in your
ashing it
mouth.
into my mouth, literally. And I'm like, "What is this necessary for the surgery? What are y'all doing? What are you guys doing in there?" I have no idea what's going on, Jayden. And then, of course, he leaves. She's like, she's gonna take care of you now. He leaves. Then she's like, here's a mirror. The first thing I say is, yuck. Yeah. And why the assistant or whatever they're called have the nerve to laugh? So you agree? You think I'm ugly?
Your mouth has just been a battlefield. Like, the whole side of your cheek is numb, but you also can feel under the numbness. Like, I don't know why they act like the numbing cream.
I can still feel the pressure, baby. Like,
I'm like, I may be numb, but I definitely felt you etching your initials into my gum. Like,
literally carved it.
Like, I can feel it, and you sitting here putting gems on my tooth. Like, come on.
And then the hard part is keeping your mind from just like going spiral, because I'm like, wait, he could literally be pulling out all my teeth. I have no idea what
you
he's
have
doing.
No clue.
I have no idea.
And I'm trying to think, like, they usually tell me what they're going to do beforehand. No,
barely. They tell you barely. But they tell you in their words.
And you want to know something? The true test, or not the true test, the true way to understand is going back, like having a consistent dentist for a long period of time, because you start to understand what they're saying. Like, when they start going, they do their test and they go from tooth to tooth to see how, like,
they're like,
deep your gums or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're like 24, 3, 12, 19. I'm like,
well, he's got some big gums. Okay.
I'm like, what do you, girl? That's the number.
I know, but you said 3. I think 3 is good, and then you said 19. Whatever.
It really doesn't matter.
That's why I went back to Dental Solutions, because I went there and they already had my dental records. But I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all one more chance. Get me right. I only went back to them because they're the one who did the surgery the first time 5 years ago. So I'm like, okay, fix me up. And also, desperate times call for desperate measures. Listen, girl, I don't know what's gonna happen literally tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna happen with my insurance. I gotta get this stuff done while I still can, because I have United Healthcare.
Oh.
Yeah. So I needed to get in there. I was like, Dental Solutions, y'all got an opening?
Especially right now while they while they going crazy.
Hello? I'm like, just go. Just cover it. So my moment of the week is, after that numbing came off, I didn't know how I was gonna make it.
Scrambled tofu.
Very much. Girl, that's all I could eat.
That was what them gums was like.
Yeah, my gums are still white. No blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like dead?
That's what I'm scared about. I'm like, did you kill them? They had to cut into my gums. So I think it's just healing. What are you gonna say? What the end gonna be? I gotta go back in 3 weeks, obviously. But that's a moment of the week. I hope somebody out there can relate.
I hope no one does. Like, honestly,
yeah, you're right.
Not in the way that, like, I hope you don't have validation, because I validate you for real, but I hope no one can relate to that. So,
but I know that they can.
Yeah, truly, with how the dentists work these days,
they don't care.
Even my black woman dentist, I don't know why she was taking all her frustrations out on me.
Really?
Every time it's like, I'm walking out with bloody gums, and I'm like, and my flossing has been fantastic. So, girl, you're making the gums bleed.
They be punching you in the eye, talking about it's because you don't floss.
And it's like, girl, I flossed 3 times today. What are you talking about?
Like, girl, don't get cussed out, please.
Anyway, speaking of getting cussed out, the other day, mind you, we're still in moment of the week. The other day, my friend and I were doing an act of kindness. We were dropping a friend off to the airport. But it's one of the further airports. So it wasn't Philly. Like, it wasn't like, oh, let's go. It was Newark.
I was just gonna say it was in Newark.
So that's an hour and a half ride, like, up north, and we weren't even picking him up until like 1:30 a.m. Right. So that's why I'm even there, because my friend's driving, and I told him, like, the week before, like, oh, I'll ride with you if you want, so you don't have to, like, I was like, because it's a long drive, so I don't know, I'll ride with you, so you just have, company on the ride there and back. So we're going to pick up our friends, and we're driving down this road, and it's like a highway. It's literally known as the deadliest road in New Jersey. But again, who knows? They probably made that up.
Let's use wisdom.
They'll say it's the deadliest road, and then you'll find out the true deadliest road is like some random street in this random white town. And that's the real tea. And so we're driving down, speeding, like green light. So we got a good groove. Not speeding, like maybe 5 over the limit. Okay. Especially because the cops was out. Like we saw cops pulling people over.
Correct.
So he was like, he's making sure like his limit ain't too far over to where he's gonna be counted in that number. He didn't want to be parked. So driving down, like I said, we in a good flow. So like if it was me, I'd be focused on something else. Like I'd be counting the stores or something. Like driving, sure, but like, you know, once you're in a good flow, I gotta stay in this lane and we gonna make it. As said by Rosa, I said Rosa Parks, please. Harriet Tub. As we're getting to closer to where like he was in Camden area, so we're like getting closer to like down that road. Why is someone crossing the street? Mind you, this is like a highway, but it's not like a 295 high or like a. How do you explain this kind of highway?
It's like the turnpike.
Opposite, like the more highway of like there's stores and things like as you're driving down. So like at any point you could turn off and go to Target or go to ShopRite. You know, instead of like the only thing you could turn off to is exits. It's not that kind of highway. So he's crossing the street. We have the green. Crossing, walking slow. We think he tried to like off himself because of how slow he was walking. We started slowing down. He started slowing down. Why are we in it?
Not you zigzag and he zigzag.
And then when we finally get like passing him, he looks back like what is going on? Are you mad at us because we didn't like complete your mission for you? Maybe. But that's so rude and selfish. Like you're really gonna drag us into it.
Yeah, I don't.
Now we're traumatized because we've literally put you across our windshield.
Change the trajectory of your life completely.
Mind you, we going to pick up our friends to take them out. Like this is on the way too. Like I can see this happening on the way back, and we can go home, rest, and whatever. Our night has just begun. Like we haven't even really gotten into the depths of what we're doing. So now, the entire rest of the night, we're on edge because we're scared that something else is going to pop in front of us.
I mean, but this is literally called the deadliest road, baby.
But usually that means everyone else, like it's a bunch of accidents going on. You wanted this on purpose. You wanted to contribute.
No, that's why it's the deadliest road, because the people around that town, they just be walking slow in the street. On purpose. It's a game.
They normally don't. Like, people have crossed the street plenty of times, like, while we have green. But they usually run to the middle.
How often are you on the deadliest road?
It's near my house. Like, that's one of the main
Oh, okay. I'm thinking that the deadliest road is closer to the airport. It's closer to you. It's literally at the beginning of your drive.
It's getting to my friends, we have to take that road all the way down.
Gosh.
So it's like there was no way to avoid this road for real, but he could have avoided us. Like, and also, why did you wait for our car? You know, like we were the only people on the road at the time. You could have did this earlier. You could have
waited if you was really trying to avoid it. That's the swank. That's stuff that really gets on my nerves when people do. I want there to be more harmony amongst drivers, bikers, walkers. Cars are most times the ones that have like the most power and control and that are doing the most damage because they're obviously, you know, bigger and blah blah blah. But at the same time, let's use wisdom. Those of us on foot, let's use wisdom.
Like, maybe don't think you have the right of way. Even if you do, don't.
I know, because when we were in baby school and they were teaching us about crossing streets and how street signs work, They said, and I'll never forget, just because you are in the crosswalk does not protect you from the cars. There's no like invisible shield. You can get hit by a car. You technically have the right of way, but that does not mean
like, you
can't get hit.
But you have to make it there.
Hello. The ultimate judgment day. Please.
You will be judged twice in one day.
Multiple times, because it's going to be headline as well. And we're going to share our thoughts. Unfortunately,
on this podcast,
literally, which is the first segment of the catch. That guy, but we're gonna do things a little bit differently this episode because we have been gone for a good amount of time. I won't even specify. Obviously, a lot of things have happened, and I don't know about you, Jayden, if this happened to you, but whenever things happen, people will be like, "Oh, I can't wait till you guys talk about this on the podcast," and I'm like,
all the time. Like, girl,
same meme. There is not going to be a podcast, you stupid whore. Like, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. So there's a lot of things to catch up on. Obviously, this list is not everything, but these are just the things I can remember. I'm not going to hold you. So Jayden and I are going to do a quick little speed round of things to catch up on, and we're going to try very hard.
Try our hardest.
To do one sentence or less. And it's okay, Jayden, if we talk about one sentence here and then we talk about it again next week.
Okay. It's okay.
You can breathe because most of these things, most of these things are not really done.
Well, can I like compensate? Like, if I have nothing to say, can I move a sentence over?
Not you think you can save. There are no rollover sentences.
If I can do 2 and 2 here, can I minus 3 over in that?
You're like, okay. Well, I have no sentences for that, so I have 2 sentences for this. You know what? If you want to keep up with that math, you can.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here's the first thing. Beyonce's Super Bowl. Thoughts?
Do you want to go first?
Sure, they're quick. Thought it was great. Oh, wait, never mind. That's more than one sentence. Let me try to keep it clear.
No, you can say whatever you want.
Expect less. Expect less. Like, she's a capitalist at the end of the day. Right. In terms of the messaging that you're getting, that flag is going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Stop it. She loves America. It doesn't matter.
We definitely will be talking about this later because the whole reclamation conversation is one I'm willing to have. But as far as Beyonce Super Bowl, fantastic. I'm so happy we got to see Cowboy Carter perform.
Oh, wait, you guys. Why are we both nutty? That wasn't the Super Bowl.
Christmas Day.
That was Christmas Day. Clearly.
Oh, there was so many other things that happened, which we also can talk about later. Put
them at the bottom. Type them in. So that's that. We loved it.
But hold on, I didn't finish. Happy we got Cowboy Carter live. Y'all are doing the dances wrong. And I'm so happy I don't have to see them anymore because TikTok is now where it's at, which we'll discuss. But
maybe that video is getting switched over to Instagram.
Oh no, I know, but like they just weren't doing it correctly. And yeah, it was great to see. I'm wish there were other songs that were performed because Two Hands to Heaven was paid dust, but you know, I'll allow it.
We'll take Levi Jeans out. I'll put Two Hands to Heaven in. Next thing. Speaking of Two Hands to Heaven, Luigi. Here's what I'll say, because I have so much to say, but just being brief, free to reel. Free to reel. And also, America, we have a problem. Everything is not a meme. Everything is not a joke. Let's get serious. Let's be for real. Y'all thirsting and lusting. Meanwhile, he's trying to lead the revolution. Or maybe not. Maybe he's not trying to lead the revolution. But either way, it's the first brick at Stonewall, baby. It don't matter what happened. Just get on this train. I felt like it was a time for white people to step up, and they didn't.
They weren't going to. No. I think, and to piggyback off that, we should not be waiting for them to step up because it's not going to happen. A lot of them would rather go on TikTok and make videos about it or lust after whoever than actually confront white supremacy. So, but as far as Luigi, I hope you feel better, King. I know the chronic pain is whipping your ass, literally.
No, literally.
So, and that was literally the whole point, and everyone's, posting your abs and muscles everywhere. So I understand like the disconnect, but you did what you had to do. And honestly,
if you even did it,
but honestly, more should have happened after that. Should have been like we should be in a different world right now.
I told
Which
you
is coming on
it was
Netflix,
supposed
if
to
you
be the
didn't know.
first break. Really?
A different world's coming to Netflix.
Back to Netflix, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it was on
back
Netflix before.
to Netflix.
They be doing too much. Doing too much. The next thing.
Problem with Netflix, everything's about police. Which
oh my god, the
when you
propaganda
go look,
is so
every show, every movie. I watched Colombiana last night. I never realized that movie was about them snitching to the US. Like that's what was going on. I'm like, this movie was supposed to be good and fun, and then y'all just turn it into drama.
The propaganda is just crazy. Especially on Netflix and Hulu too, but I love her. Cissy Houston passes away. R.I.P. to a real one. You will be missed. Your legacy will live on. That's all I have to say about that.
I have no words.
You want to save it. You want to save your sentence. I know.
Yeah.
The next one. Mexico gets their first female president. Love that for y'all. That's my only sentence.
Love that for y'all. Apparently they had a black man president when something was happening in the US like years ago. Like years like slavery. So interesting.
Very interesting. The next one, TD Bank, at which let the record reflect that's my bank.
Oh.
Yeah. TD Bank becomes the largest bank to plead guilty to criminal charges in U.S. history. I would like to be paid in on that. They paid like $3 million, which is so chump change for a bank. $3 million. Right. I'm like, what kind of scheme? Because they're running a scam. And I'm like, well, girl, clearly I didn't do well. Y'all only got $3 million. That's it?
No, that's how much they owe.
No, that's how much.
Oh, that's how much they stole.
Girl, I don't know. I mean, if the amount they stole isn't the amount they're paying, then what's the point, really? So I just kind of use my bad logic, but whatever. Either way, I hope I get a little bit of money from the case because I've been banking with them since I was in high school.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Wells Fargo, and I really want to switch and get rid of. But it's just hard when you build. Like that's the only bank I've had since I've had a card. So like moving 15 years of banking history over to someone is like challenging. Like I want to do a credit union, obviously, but then like when you're out the country, like what is that like? Or when you're out of the state or the town, like accessing your finances can be challenging or whatever. So it's like, I'm gonna just start keeping it in my comfort
mattress. Yeah,
my comfort.
You have a credit card?
Sleep on it.
You have a credit card?
Not anymore.
Okay, but it was with Wells Fargo.
No, it was Discover.
Oh, I was gonna say I wouldn't do that.
In Apple.
Oh well, that's whatever. Yeah, 5%.
It's Goldman and Sachs. I think that's their like.
Yeah, I think it is
the
Goldman.
holder. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next one, I have almost nothing to say about this. I'm lying. I probably have a lot to say about it, but I'm gonna keep it brief. P. Diddy on trial. The opposite of what I said about Luigi. Do not free.
No.
That's it.
No one shocked, no one surprised. Something I realized. I'll talk about it later. No one's shocked, no one's surprised. Throw the key away. Terrible person. Terrible friend unit. Like they're all.
I know. And Jayden, it literally speaks to what you were saying. I don't know where that episode is, if it's a real episode people will ever hear or not. But I feel like you spoke about this on several episodes about how it's coming. The fall of these people is coming, specifically that lady husband.
Yeah. That was an episode they've seen.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say now. What I was gonna say was I recently started trying to shop like black vintage clothing a little more. Like this shirt is like.
Oh wait, Richard! I thought you got it from I just assumed your grandmother gave it to you.
No, Depop.
That's so cute.
First of all, didn't know Fat Albert was Bill Cosby. Didn't realize that.
Okay.
I forgot. Like I knew it back in the day, but buying this, I completely forgot until I read the little tag, and it's like from the mind of. I'm like, and then the other things I have Rockaware.
Classic FUBU, I'm sure.
No, I didn't get any FUBU yet. Sean John.
Classic.
But it's like the people who created stylistic like influence are also the worst men you will ever meet. Like that's Jay-Z, P. Diddy, and Bill Cosby they're the people who own all these like these labels that we grew up on, we grew up seeing, we grew up like, you know, they had an impact on visual Black culture and stylistic Black culture, and now like these are the worst men of our community.
I mean, but it makes sense though, because these
it makes perfect sense, but it
a
pisses
lot
me
of
off.
people. They exploit a lot of minds, so it's really coming from not just the mind of Bill Cosby. I'm sure he stepped on a lot of backs and exploited it in a lot of people and stole a lot of ideas, similar to the other guys. We already know.
We know they did that, but I think it's putting into perspective the combating that we have to do, being people who were this tier under this. Like our parents were buying us FUBU or whatever, like they were putting us in that because that's the thing that they were buying into. So when we have conversations about where these people are now and how terrible they are now, that's the reason we get so much pushback, is because these are their supremes. Like these are the people who allow Black people to see more than just what they were existing as. So it's like, I now can put into perspective why they do all this around these people. But it's like, yeah, it's just a shirt though. Like it's a shirt, but he's still a terrible person. Like that doesn't affect, like you can still wear the shirt. You know, like the shirt.
Yeah, because it's worse to just throw it into a landfill.
Throw it away. Like no one says contribute to waste. I may say wear the shirt differently. Like if it screams like the Bill Cosby show on the front, maybe only wear it to clean your house.
To bed. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, like the Sean John shirt, I wore it on New Year's, but it's only because you can't see that it's from Sean John unless I tell you. And the shirt is cute. Like, what am I to do? Okay, I'm done. We can move on.
I want that shirt though. I'm gonna have to get back on Depop. I forgot about her. But if you want more stuff like this, Jada, you gotta go. When you go to visit your people, you gotta go thrifting when you're down there. Because they got all that stuff.
Down south.
Yeah. The next thing, it's so old. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Let me say this, because I have almost nothing to say. Who cares? How dare you do this to me? Making this a cultural moment that I don't care about.
No, I really couldn't care.
I didn't even watch.
I watched the very first fight with the two guys. I missed the fight with the two women, which they said was the best fight that happened the entire night. It pissed me off that I missed it. And then I saw the beginning of Mike Tyson, saw where it was going, and I went and did something else. The whole thing was stupid. I wish we just... There's so many things I wish as a culture we would divest from, but they just won't. Like any distraction, they're willing to like put all their effort and stuff into.
It works every time.
It literally works every time. Like, luckily, Beyonce Bowl was 15 minutes. So, like, but it's funny because it had to be halftime. So, like, more gays tuned into a football game than ever in history. And I want to see the numbers after the halftime show. Like, I want to see what it plummeted to as soon as the show was over.
Yeah, I saw a video of this guy who's just like walking out immediately after, like, all right, bye y'all.
Oh, me too. I saw that.
Don't care about this game at all. I don't even know who played. Actually, nope. I think Houston, it was Texans. Atlanta. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, it was definitely Texas. See how I just made that up? The next thing is, first of all, the last thing you put on there is nasty work, because that's not something fast.
No, it's not.
Definitely put that into the look into it, queen.
Okay.
The last thing on this list for this week, because this is kind of a fun segment. I have to always talk for 50 minutes about each thing. Celebrity lookalike contest. I saw a tweet from the Jayden about the original purpose. I didn't know anything about it. I literally was barely on the internet. I just came on and I saw, I can't even remember who the first one was. It was funny. It was cute little something. Just a one. I thought it was just a cute way to get the community out. Similar to when that guy was eating chicken. Maybe. Do you remember that time when everybody was coming out of their house to watch that man eat rotisserie chicken every day?
No, and I'm grateful.
So stupid. But it was something similar where it's like, this is just nutty. It's whatever. It's cute. People leaving the house to do it. The other thing is, Jayden will tell me more about what the original purpose was, but my thoughts on it are, Y'all didn't even do the people we really want to see. How y'all pick the most Timothy Chalamet? Girl, do some people we want to see.
Right. So
Jalen Hurts, that was cute.
I didn't see that. Oh, I did see that one. That is someone we want to see.
Drake, we don't want to see.
Why is it only the men?
Oh well, it's only the men because you already know. If a woman ever said, "I look like this," you're getting dragged, you're getting talked about crazy. None of these men look like these men at all.
And
they just
women,
have some of the same energy.
I'm pretty sure women are the ones who started this entire thing as well.
Probably.
Which they really could have kept it like in women's like business, but whatever. Because when you make things about men, it becomes like
terrible.
More. It becomes out of control.
Yeah.
It was the first one, I think, was Timothy Chalamet. They were talking about it, and it was a fundraiser. I forget what the actual reason they were fundraising for, but the whole point was like to fundraise. And he matched whatever. I think Timothy ended up matching whatever donation they finally got. Though I think all the ones after that may have just been copycat things. Like, I don't know if it was the same group of people fundraising again, or if it was just, oh my god, this is a great idea, let's do one for Tom Holland. Like, and then they just started doing one every 2 weeks. You know, like every weekend it started being a new one. But then Timothy showed up to his.
Yeah, that was
like,
cute.
It was cute. He was like hidden at first, but then he ended up like showing that it was him.
Wait, no, I feel like they had one for Harry Styles before Timothy, or did I make that up?
I don't know if that was after or before. Time is not real, and
no, it isn't.
This was 18 years ago.
We know that. So that was the speed round of things to be caught up on. If there's something that we missed, truly, something that we missed that you're like, okay, no, but I really need to know your thoughts about it, write us. Let us know what we missed. Anything
that we did talk about that you want us to like go into depth on.
Yes, for sure. You know how to reach us. childanywaypod@gmail.com. Y'all can remove that first one.
Yeah.
Instagram, childanywaypod. The other app is gone. Twitter, childanywaypod. Your best bet is Instagram or email. childanywaypod@gmail.com. Now it's time for the catch. Y'all know it. Y'all love it. This is where Jayden and I catch you up on things that are happening. Semi-current, but this week it just happened that they're time sensitive, as in less than 24 hours.
Either happened yesterday, today, or tomorrow.
literally. So we do need this episode to come out.
It will.
Because this will come out after these things happen. So, you know, we don't have all the context that you're having when you listen to it. So please, guys, be nice. The first thing is not even like a thing to catch up on. It's just like a moment. When you listen to this, it'll no longer be true. But today is the last day before that man gets back into office. And like Jayden, you already said, the things are already happening. So it's not like we're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that now the government doesn't care about us. And I can't believe now the eggs are gone. Like, all the things are already happening. I can't believe they're mishandling this disease, because those things are already happening. So please also, let's not forget who they happened with before. Like, I can't stand people do that. Like, it was with Joe Biden as well. Very much her. But this is like the last moment, and oh my gosh, like, the first time was just so like, oh my god, it's just
we started this when Joe Biden was in the first time.
We started because we had to stop talking about him. And that's when we found out his middle name.
Robinette.
Yep. Robinette.
Our first episode was about Governor Murphy, wasn't it?
It was. Governor Murphy, we see you. We love you. The amount of times that I am always bragging about how wonderful New Jersey is as a state, and you don't even know it until you leave. And that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I will not stand for any New Jersey slander. It was cute. It was fun before. Oh, y'all want to be New York. Y'all want to be Philly. Stop it. Best state. One of. We're
the best because we get so much influence, but we also have our own identity.
It's the best state. You get so many different landscapes. You've got mountains. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not true. You've got beaches. You've got forests, pine lands, regular stuff. You've got so much agriculture. It's literally the garden state. Knock it off. Blueberry capital. Stop it. But anyway, this is the last day before he takes office, and I'm like, it's the kind of thing where I'm kind of like, I'm not nervous per se, because I don't hope it'll be like an all at once situation where tomorrow suddenly the sky will
Yeah,
be
no, it'll be
gray.
gradual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I have a few thoughts about it. One, a lot of the stuff that everyone's scared of already has happened under the past regime, and the people we who are have been the face of conversations that we give so much props to, like an AOC, or even Bernie Sanders, whatever. They're about to just pop up out of nowhere. We
Like
haven't
they
seen them for
always
months.
do.
We have literally not seen them for months, or probably the last 4 years, and they're going to pop up out of nowhere talking about fascism is back. When everything that has been happening that they said that other people would do, they've been doing. But yeah, and then also, I think it's going to be interesting times because, as you know, in new presidencies, you get the effects of the last presidency. So, like, the economy isn't bad because of government points. It's bad because businesses are price gouging. You know, like, they're keeping the prices up. The prices has to be as high as it is, but companies are keeping the prices at the prices they are. So, like, if the economy gets better, they're going to give that to Josephine and not Robinette. So, which I don't really care either way because I don't care for both of them. But I just don't know if I'm terrified as much as other people are trying to make me terrified. It's going to be bad. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that it's going to be egregious, but I'm also saying that it's been egregious. Truly.
It has been egregious, but I think the difference might be for some people there felt like there was hope, because I just really mourn already for those who are inevitably gonna to die because of this, and also those who are gonna just take their own lives. Because remember, on November, what day was that, 8th? November 8th or whatever, whatever day that they announced it, like, the suicide hotlines were just blinging off the line, and it's like, I just fear for the lack of resources that we have to help people. But I heard somewhere else on a different podcast that they were basically saying, like, we are not going to have any sacrificial lambs. Like, we're not willing to sacrifice anybody. Like, it's not going to be like well, these people had to go just because so that we can get to this next step. And because 9 times out of 10, it's mostly always going to be trans youth for sure. But I personally am just like not willing to see any demographic of people go as a sacrifice for something greater, because, you know, they love, like, well, we just have to endure the rollback of this specific law or this specific policy, but then if it's going to risk the lives of those whose lives are already risked, I think we as a people, I mean, Jayden, I'm sure, is biting his tongue on a rant about community engagement, I'm sure, but it's just going to be, you know, now more than ever, you literally, we have absolutely no choice. If you didn't want to do it before, now you have no choice to literally be more involved in your community. Oh my gosh. Like, dang, why?
And I take back what I said earlier. It's going to be really bad for people not me. And so taking that into account, like,
hopefully not you.
Honestly, well, I'm gonna say that because we do live in Jersey, and I live in Jersey.
Girl, so I'm behind her back over that bridge.
The state laws will play more into how our existences are. But I imagine, like, immigrants are going to be one of the main focuses. Trans people, being, who knows what being, like, openly queer is going to be like in the next coming years or so. Because even if I do live in Jersey. Hold on. Sorry about that. But I think there's going to be different things that are going to happen over the next 4 years that are going to, like, shift things. Though I don't think 4 years is enough time to destroy everything, but I think he's going to try his best. Like, I think he's going to try hard. And let me see how I want to say this. Not I hope he does, but
I know.
I don't. We cannot destroy the.
I know what you're trying to say.
Please say it for me.
What he's trying to say is there's no way for us to. Right. There's no way for us to like make this situation better. You have to start from scratch. There's no way to like bandage it up or.
Every system that is harmful is working exactly as it's designed.
Completely like, has to be dismantled.
You literally cannot create an economy and a country or society off of slavery or these things and then not sustain life off of these things. Like slavery just got moved to different people in different places doing different things. And people I don't think take that into account. And so just because you can't see enslavement happening around you, it definitely is. And these systems, like the entire thing has to crash down. And because we can't dismantle it with the master's tools, I think the master is going to dismantle it themselves. Like they're going to do such a terrible job maintaining that at a certain point everyone's going to agree everyone's going to look at it and realize this thing is really falling to the ground anyway. And so I'm wondering how people are going to respond, because we have built a society on silence or like complacency and being compartmentalized, but the world's not gonna we're gonna be needed, in a way that is very active, very present, very like strong and forthcoming. And it's a different time because really it should have happened during the pandemic. We was all home. When we were all on our phones so much, we all was watching everything really happen. That's when we had so much participation in protesting. And look at the first things they redid. Like the first thing they reneged on was any gaining we got in that time. 2020 is like we're getting the response to all that. So I'm just more interested to see it play out, participate, of course, and do my part, of course. And build community, like talk to your neighbors, like know who your people are, build some type of local network that you can rely on, but understand it's going to be something. It's going to be something, but I don't think it's going to be, I don't know. I was going to say little fires everywhere, but literally it is.
Literally. I also want to add, because I saw this a lot, especially in November, I really want people to do their homework a little more before they start speaking for everybody. And like, this is what got on my nerve and still does more than anything, when there's like a couple of Black voices, big voices that are speaking for everyone, and it's going against the complete ideals of the Black community and what it's been so far. They're like, well, after this, Black women, we done. Y'all gonna have to fight for yourselves because we added, if y'all need help. First of all, you can say that, but it's not true. Right. At what point of history have Black women ever not been integral in it's like the thing happening in the success of the thing in terms of like civil rights or something like this or social justice? Name a time where Black women were like, we gonna sit out of this, y'all got it, y'all can fight. I understand the sentiment of like, we're done carrying the heavy burden, all these things, but it's just unfortunately not going to work, because in order for us to see the freedom and the fruits of the thing, for it to ever trickle down, it has to start from the bottom. Unfortunately, no one at the top is fighting for the bottom. No one in the middle is fighting for the bottom. So if you're at the bottom of the social totem pole or whatever, you're going to have to continue to do the work. Unfortunately, hopefully you can enlist the help of those who are, on the totem pole a little bit higher than you. But it's annoying because it's just such a social media take, because when you turn your phone off and you look outside, like, it's just simply not true. They're still organizing, they're still very much in the community, but the people on social media very much. I remember in the pandemic, like you were saying, the people, what's that called, Gen Z was literally supposed to be that group that was going to bring us out of it. They're so forward thinking, they're so radical, they're so revolutionary, and now the babies can't stop dancing, and they're bringing these takes that are like, well, listen, we done fighting. We go, you're 20, baby. The fight has just begun.
And y'all are regurgitating information that like I'm now at the point YouTube and what was TikTok. I love how I'm just gonna keep having to talk about it like in this like present past tense
Yeah.
like moment, but it's access to entry. Like that is where you enter the conversation, but you cannot stay there.
No.
You have to go to these YouTubers descriptions where they post the links and like the resource. Go read the resources too. Like it has to. When do it become? It has to move past like being taught or like spoken to about information. Like we have to also be learners and researchers and our own like explorers, and then have dialogue with other people. Because I also think they say this about writers. Like writers will write about the world but never live in it, and like they'll sit in their high-rise apartment on the 12th floor and look down and watch the world happen and speak on it, but only from that distance, never having actually been involved or being participating in that. And then you think about the people who have participated in it and the Black women who have, and how much we get to learn from them, like from their writing, from the things like dismantling the master's house. We get that from someone who participated in
very much,
who heavily was influenced in this world of activism and whatever else. So I just grow concerned of the stillness. Like they're not even using stillness as a tool to gain knowledge or educate. It's stillness as a like as with shackles on the feet kind of thing. Like you feel like you can't move, or
which is exactly what they want you to do, baby.
Like you can't have a conversation or dialogue with me about anything if I can't see you outside about it. Like we can't go outside and organize. Not to say everyone or abilities and all this, but like
everybody has their place. Yeah,
everyone has their place, but you all don't have the same place. Like,
no.
And when you end these conversations online, two things happen for me. I can tell you don't know history, and I can tell you've never participated. Like it's so very evident with how people are talked about. Like people are not disposable. Like we cannot. No. We have to get out of the habit of literally tossing people away. That's literally the prison industrial system, where like we automatically, as soon as we don't find someone useful, we're tossing them into the garbage bin. Right. Versus like people aren't perfect. So when y'all are on Twitter and Instagram and formerly TikTok, and y'all talk about people as if like people can't make mistakes, or like we all haven't been indoctrinated into the same system. I'm not talking about harming people, but I mean like doing misstepping, like, or saying something wrong or not fully grasping a concept. Like my issue with y'all is y'all nationalists. When it came to Palestine, y'all have nothing to say, but when it came to California, child, I saw people out the woodworks posting links and sending money, and I'm like, but the people asking for $20 on your TL, like you can't go cash out them real quick. Interesting.
Yeah, especially because it takes the same amount of effort. And to me, obviously, if you have the resources, definitely give to both. But to me, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. But to me, I just would, I don't know, $5, your house burned down. I don't know, but $5 and you need some food.
And natural disasters get more attention. Like
exactly. And one is being like denied. Like the other one, we all seeing it's getting a lot of media attention. Which again is not to say that it's more or less important or blah 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 blah. But do both. You gotta do both.
Tied together. The thing is, they're tied. They're so tied together.
One is a direct response. Like one is direct. It's cause and effect.
Lit rally.
It's literally cause and effect. But that's what I'm saying when people are saying things that are like, and literally, I don't even want to be that person that's making it like an age or like a generational thing. But like, if you asked a Black woman in her 40s if she's done fighting the fight and if she's tired and she's had enough, she'd be like, what? We are so close to the beginning of the fight. What are you talking about? Right. They're still going to volunteer at the this, that. They're still going to give their time to the that. Like you're just saying anything. You canvassed for one, not even full campaign. Not even the full campaign, and you're already ready to throw in the towel, which I understand. definitely that's like an initial response that makes sense where you just feel hopeless at first. But I just fear, like you were saying, that people are going to stay there in this
Yeah.
hopelessness. But we need your youthful ideas, our youthful
Right.
ideas on all these things. So that's kind of what's scary to me. I'm hoping that it really is just a social media take, but some people literally live for social media.
Yeah.
Some people, like you were saying,
You'll
they
hear
don't
it in
live,
real life.
so they don't
Or you'll hear
know.
worse things in real life. Don't shade.
Yes,
Because
yes, yes.
your social media also reflects you in a way. Like even if
Hello.
it's showing you things you don't necessarily agree with, it's trying to show you things to get you like conversing.
Mhm.
And I'll end this portion with a quote, or not a quote, an excerpt from a book that I've been reading for the past since we went on break.
Back 10 years.
And it's the name of the book. I'm pretty sure it's in the other room. It's the something about the hip hop generation or something like that. Like talking about youth culture and the hip hop generation and blah 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 blah. But this is the one of the quotes or the excerpts that is on the beginning page of a chapter. The chapter is the new Black youth culture, the emergence of the hip hop generation, and it's from Afeni Shakur, which is Tupac's mother, who was a former Black Panther member. She says, "I've heard enough of our youth to know that we ought to be holding them up and sharing with them what we know instead of standing on top of them telling them what they're not doing right. They're doing a lot right and some things wrong. We continue to fail these brilliant, very talented, very creative, and courageous young people because they're not saying what our message was. But for Christ's sakes, we're about to enter the 21st century." That's how long ago this was. "We're about to enter the 21st century. Something should be different, and they may be right about some things." And it's like, we're not even engaging with them. We're just telling them they can't read, kind of thing. Like we're not engaging with them in conversation or whatever. They can't read, and but their parents also can't read, and we're robbing them of being able to fully contribute to society because we keep treating them like less than, rather than just doing better by them. Moving on.
This is why they gotta get out off of social media. You gotta engage in real life. No, yeah, we all do. Absolutely, 100%. I just okay, moving on, but like literally to grow up where that's like your main source of that, like
it's so crazy to me. Like
it's
I
not really
about
a
that all the
resource
time.
for real.
No, it's
like it is definitely a resource, but you have to.
But y'all
source.
But y'all also went to Chat GPT, and
girl,
you know how I feel about that place. First of all, the environmental impact.
That crazy. Same thing. Once again, they're all connected.
The environmental impact is absolutely insane, and then also the slave labor used to program the device. I mean,
this is one search. This is one search.
And what's funny is, I was like, my friend was like, "But ChatGPT," I said, "But Google didn't have a fault. Like, it wasn't like Google was failing you. It wasn't like you couldn't find the information. It just took you more work, and that's your problem. You're not willing to work to find information." And back to what my sis Ryan said, and which we've talked about several times, a doctor needs to know what it's like to get kicked out of a club. Like, in order to, you know what I'm saying? Like, a dentist has to know what going to a rave is like, because you have to
no experience. Humanity.
I know. They don't. All they know is teeth and cigarettes. But but you have to experience life outside of the only thing that you care about in order to fully understand life itself. Fashion, clothing, like, it's not about clothing. Clothes are ugly. Clothing about love and romance and sensual, like, that's the clothes that we desire. Music about these things. Music about music is not good. Like, but music about relationship and music about like heartache and trauma, like, that's the music that we tend to talk about years later.
Yeah. And this is why it's important to read. I mean, I'll say it again. We've said it before. Get your library card now while the library still exists, Jayden. You know I'm scared.
Yeah. Why is my town trying to move our library?
Didn't they just open it back up?
They opened it up because, remember, it was closed to the air and the heating.
Yeah,
no, they've been trying to move our library since like 20-something. But come to find out, the building our library is in is the only building our town owns.
Whoa.
Literally. So they're trying to move it into like the community building that was high school. It's like the community center at this point, but it's going to downsize by a lot, like by like 40% downsizing.
That's
And
insane.
I'm like, for what? Like, it's not for more money. They said it's not for more money or other things. Like, it's strictly because they would want to use that space and make money from that space over a
Do
library.
what? Like, I don't like. Oh my gosh, Jayden. It's just so. Then the bad thing is, well, the good thing is they're probably gonna have to get rid of the books, which means they're gonna have some free books outside. So please tap in, pull up.
Yeah.
The bad thing is the person who gets the free books is the only person that can ever read those books again. So.
Exactly. And my issue is they're not going to do it correctly. Like, if it were me, I can understand making the move and wanting to use said building, but you're putting it into a space that is now, because Andy Kim's office is also in that community center. Mm-hmm. So now the access to getting to that senior center is hard because you have to, like, it's heavily guarded. Like, now that it's a government property, essentially, like, you can't just come and go as you please. And y'all taking a full building with meeting rooms, with like Willingboro archival like things, like town archival thing, and taking a whole third of it. Like, now all of that has to fit into a third of what it is. What? At least honor the space. Like, at least like build out to where we can still have it fully done. It'll be upgraded, and like I could see upgrading and moving and having like one place for, like, there's a senior center over here, there's gymnasium, theater, it's also the library, it's a huge part. Like, I could see you doing that, but other things are going to have to move and change. I'm sorry.
This is only just going to justify later when they try to cancel it all together, because it's going to cost the town money. It's going to cost you money to have this thing done.
Yeah.
And then since the new building is making money and the library is losing money, why not just close the library? Jayden, that's absolutely terrible. Please continue to update us on the situation, because I need to know what's going to happen. I don't see the logic behind it. I mean, I can see the money logic, but I don't see the like logic behind it at all. Oh my gosh, it's happening already. So that was the cat. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't.
More thing.
TikTok.
I have very few thoughts, which is not true. Mm-hmm. But am I mad TikTok is going away? No. I'm sad by it for sure. Mm-hmm. Especially because we keep losing apps that we all love. Like Vine, we lost and we all loved it. Even though at this point I think TikTok is better than Vine.
Way better than Vine.
I think Vine is just nostalgia bait for real at this point.
Because really wasn't even funny.
It was 6 seconds, baby. And it was like it took, like, if you could be hilarious in 6 seconds, you had it. Where like now, like, you could tell a full story. It's a lot going on.
And 27,000 parts.
And please. But what I will say, I don't care for.
Come on, Phaedra.
But what I will say, it's truly the reason, like, that bothers me, like, because it's a sensory issue.
Yeah.
Or like if there's actively our First Amendment right is being like mishandled and whatever, because it's that, and it's xenophobia and a whole bunch of other things. Like, I don't agree and I don't appreciate it, because TikTok really wasn't harming anyone. It was harming the youth.
Back to that reading thing. Yeah,
it was definitely harming on a literacy level, but that was an American issue well before TikTok even came into play. Like, that was literally the whole point of America doing the things it's been doing for the past 50 years. Yeah. So, like, I'm not mad at this going, because now I have more time to do other things instead of scrolling on TikTok, but I also wasn't heavy on TikTok anyway.
Speaking of the American issue, I know that the powers that be are just tickled, feet up, laughing, because the people are doing exactly what they wanted, what they've been working towards for all these years. Like, wait, so you mean the children, they have access to books now, but they don't want to read them and they don't want to understand? Perfect. The people aren't able to comprehend. They don't have media literacy. They don't have literacy.
And we're going to take the one thing that was like telling them anything.
This is good. And they're fighting each other instead of us. No, this is good. This is good. This is good. Oh my gosh. To be the Jayden, I know they're so
in there cackling. Kamala cackling.
She might be in there.
Oh yeah, she's definitely in there.
Maybe they might have kicked her out, but she's in there for a couple more days. One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad to TikTok's going away, not because I'm on it, but because of what it is for other people, like you were saying, like
Yeah.
the people that make their money there, because whatever, get it how you live it, make money however you're gonna make that money, and because we didn't get those spin brushes that we wanted,
Yeah.
or that heated
I have
neck
more TikTok shop.
massager.
And I really hated the TikTok shop for a long time. And then I bought my pillows from the TikTok shop and I was like,
Really? What kind of
The
what's so
pillows
special?
with like the groove in it and like the
Right.
arm placements and it's like it's better for your neck.
Oh, send me a
Fantastic.
picture. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. He's not.
The problem also is everything that was on TikTok shop is on Amazon. and
That's
not
the thing
better.
that I didn't understand.
Not better.
Where I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, what is TikTok Shop and why is it different? I'm like, so is it basically Temu? Because like, it's
That's what
not
it
like
feels
these
like.
people own the. It's not like small business are selling their shirts.
Some
Like
of them
that's what I
are.
thought it was
Some of them are.
exclusively, but it's basically Amazon
Yeah.
carts. I'm like, it's basically like it's not Etsy, which Etsy is now basically Amazon as well, but. Whatever, but I'm sad for that reason. Dang, like, but I also don't think it's really gonna go away. Like, it's gone for real. But I
It's
saw
not
an
right now,
article.
but it's something. Yeah.
I literally saw an article that the new guy that or the old new guy that's coming back. He's talking about I might extend it for 90 days to do. Girl, the reason that it's going away is because of you anyway.
Right.
So once
But he's
again,
going
the people are going to forget.
He's going to take credit for restoring it.
Yeah, and it's not going to be the same because everybody's going to the other app. Whatever, who cares? I mean, people care. I care, but we'll see if anything really comes of it. So that was that for the catch. The other segment we're not going to be doing today. Take it or leave it. If you guys have any drama that's going on, write into the show. Even if you already did, so we should have covered it, which we did, but you'll never hear it. Unfortunately,
True.
We might have to circle back. Because that's not right. That's not right. Or you can maybe just post literally those clips. Because I know you guys need the advice, even though it's 7 months too late. You might still be dealing with this situation.
I may still just post the episodes, honestly.
I really don't see why not. Just the audio. Girl, we can have this discussion later. But if you have anything that you need advice on, questions, or you want to tell us the story of some juicy drama mess, you can write us at charlienadiapod@gmail.com. It's simple as that. There's no I almost said credit limit. There's no character limit. Say as much as you want. It's an email.
Right.
I know y'all don't be sending emails for real, but you can try. Whatever.
Type in your notes app, copy and paste, child.
Correct. Or you can send an audio message in the email. It doesn't matter. The next segment, oldie but goodie. We don't do it often. We probably should do it more, but we haven't been. But it's back now. Look into it. These are things that are actively happening that we don't have the time, the capacity, the nuance, or maybe we just at that time don't have all of the facts needed. But we are continuing to personally look into it, and you should as well. We were just talking about the LA. Well, we weren't. We were briefly talking about it. The LA wildfires. Find if not Red Cross. That's why I wrote it down, because some people weren't there the first time. They don't know. Not Red Cross. Find a local campaign to give to.
Blue Cross.
It's easy.
Not them either.
No. I mean some people, some regular people.
Okay, yeah.
To donate to, whilst continue to give to the other things you're already giving to. Which I saw a tweet that was like, I wish that the government would just take the money that they already take and give it to these things instead of me having to find 27 different families to donate to.
Right.
Wouldn't that be a good use of the resource? I don't know. But find a family to donate to the LA wildfires, or just people in general, because it's like you were saying before, it's going to be a slow thing to rebuild and get back. It's, we're only now seeing just the tip of the iceberg of the effects of that. So that's why I wrote it down. I'm just continuing to read about it, and yeah.
So, and for the other look into it, into what happened in New Orleans and the truck bombing. I think someone died in the truck bombing. I'm not sure.
I know that there's someone hurt.
That's why we have to look into it. In New Orleans, I know a few people died there, which that city has gone through so much over the past little millennia.
Inception. Yeah.
Like, so yeah, look into it. It honors people to know their facts and history, even though we don't necessarily know it right this second. So
we will. We're gonna look into it.
We'll look into it as well.
Yeah. So that's that. Obviously, there's so many things to look into, but we're just one podcast. We can't cover it all.
Ceasefire was.
Oh yeah, which once again, now that's look into it with your foot on a neck, because that when I saw that announcement, I was like, oh my goodness, why so far away? Like, this is just, it's terrible. And I don't know that we ever say, we probably do say it explicitly, but obviously this is a pro-Palestine podcast. I don't know. Actually, it might not be obvious, because some of the girls claim to be down for but then they don't.
Oh, true.
But yeah, so obviously that's a definite look into, but that's not just like looking with your eyes. That's like, go ahead, dig in that wallet.
Yeah.
Dig in that wallet, get outside, support her. Because sometimes people don't like to, especially Americans, give without receiving. So if that's the case, go on Etsy, because I've done that too. Just giving directly to the person who needs it, who has the GoFundMe. But also if you want to buy something too, where the proceeds go to that place. That's something that I didn't even write it down, because that should have just been like a continual thing that's happening. But it's okay. Just do your part, because I get it. We also can't afford eggs, so
no.
But use your voice. That's what that's for. Using your voice and doing the research, because your history books obviously lied. Obviously. So that's the
come back to do show, realizing everything that's happened was terrible,
absolutely horrible. But some good stuff. Thank me later. We can get a little bit more silly. This EP, I literally got it downloaded to my phone yesterday, or no, 2 days ago. Yola, who I'm pretty sure I've talked about on this podcast before, another new project called My Way. I love it. It's really good. It's literally like 15 minutes or something like that. I'm screaming. I love it. Get into it. It's great. Now, the next one is one of those ones that y'all are going to be like, please, but just hear me out.
Yeah, now, and my just are you loaded?
No, just hear me out. Some things are popular and they're basic, but it's because it's really good. Jayden. Mm-hmm. I went to one of those little fancy schmancy Whole Food like grocery stores, but a smaller version in the city. And they had a section where you can like pour your own peanut butter or whatever. Not pour it, but like you kind of like can choose the coarseness, and it's like just a case of peanuts, and you just, pour it out. But they also had some pre-made ones. Girl, they had some freshly squeezed honey roasted peanut butter. Now, those of you who already know about the honey roasted peanut butter, I know you just made an ungodly sound, but I didn't know that much. I just knew creamy crunchy. That's it. But shout out to my sister for putting me on to this honey roasted peanut butter straight from the grocery store. She said it's good from the jar as well, but that fresh? What a green app, Jayden. I've never lied to you once. That combination, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't even need chips. Keep your cookies. It's so good. I had to Google it. I'm like, is this going to be bad for me? Is this going to be... Jayden, I don't even like green apples. I only had green apples because I used them for some juices that I was doing. Because they're just too sour and sweet. They're good in like pies and whatever, but to eat a plain, I'm a Honey Crisper. Crisp. I'm a pink lady girl. That's me.
Okay.
I wish we were recording in person so I could have prepared this snack for you.
Oh, you have some more?
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to the grocery store and get some more. I'm going to be walking the 15 minutes out of my way just to go to that grocery store and just to get that one thing. I ain't buying nothing else in there. I'm just getting that.
Okay, good to know. Because I'm coming out there like in a few. So
Well, let me know, because I will absolutely throw it out my door and you just drive past and get it.
Sure will.
But don't piss me off, Jayden, because when you get to the end of that block, if you taste one and you don't like it, circle back around. We don't waste.
No.
We don't waste.
Even if I didn't like it, I'll probably just keep
eat it. Because that's the kind of thing where the first bite you're like, this ain't not, and then it hits you. It's a hitter. Yeah. The next thing we brought it up earlier about the environmental effects, but the other thing a lot of people don't know, I don't remember where I learned it, but when you Google something, just type minus AI at the end, AI. Because otherwise you'll get that AI annoying summary at the top, which basically just summarizes the first link anyway. Literally for everything, because one AI search is the equivalent of pouring out a bottle of water. And if you've ever been to a house where we're labeling bottles of water so we don't waste them, that's egregious.
Yeah.
So just type minus AI every single time. It just has to become habit. It's hard sometimes because you forget when you want to Google quickly. And I want there to be a way, of course there isn't, in the settings for you to turn that off because I don't want that. Like, it's in the way.
No, they're all trying to get all the apps.
Every app.
It's forcing us to like use AI, and I don't want to. And like, give it up. How about that? Give it up. But I saw that Firefox was like the best search engine right now because they don't like keep your data or like track it and all this other stuff. But we'll get into that once I look into that. So for my Thank Me Laters, I feel like I've since being gone, there's been so many things I've wanted to share, but now that it's time to write them down, my brain is completely empty. Absolutely. And I can only think about the things within the last 24 hours that I participated in. So, number one, I just restarted Severance. I tried to watch the first episode like for 2 weeks, and then I just couldn't get into it for some reason. And then when I started it literally yesterday, I watched 3 episodes in one day. So that should let you know the show is very, very interesting, very good. If you want a little bit of a premise, it's like people who... The show is about work-life balance and like what people are willing to do for work-life balance and like how extreme that can get. And is that something... But then I'm going to see where it goes because I want to know what they're trying to say. You know, like sometimes you don't know what a show is trying to say until like you kind of get through it. Because like, what do you mean by that? Anyway, that's number one. The drama. It is, yes.
Okay,
it's so good though. I'm not even gonna lie, like it's really, really good. And I'm literally only on. And Ben Stiller is the director.
I didn't know that.
So it's been like I'm like, oh, beautifully shot, great job.
Okay, beautiful gowns.
Did you see the Substance?
No, I didn't see The Substance, but I kept seeing clips, and the social media just moves on without you. I'm like, where is this from? Everybody knows what this is. I don't know where this is from, but the clips I've seen are so good. Yeah. I don't even know what it is, where to find it.
I watched it on a place I cannot share.
Well, obviously. But is it a movie or a show? I have no idea.
It's a movie with Demi Moore, where she just...
Yes, and she's old.
Yeah. It's about her being old.
The clips are just so good. By good, I mean funny.
Yes. Not funny, haha. My other Thank Me Later, it's really for y'all, literally. It's my Letterboxd account. If you want to follow me, it's Jayoma, Jayoma. Highly recommend following me. I really don't be talking about anything. Like, I'm not one of the people in Letterboxd to write the paragraph. Like, I'm writing the funny, quick-witted, like, statement or telling you how I cry my ass out. Either or. It's really nothing in between.
Is it a website or an app?
Both.
Okay.
So it's like, I think they're adding more TV shows to it right now, but it's like a lot of movies. If you've seen it, you can hit just say you watched it, but you can also like leave a comment, add a rating to it, and so then you also can see what other people have said. And you can like their comments or like the things that they've said. When you follow people, it shows you like what your friends are watching, like what's popular right now. But what I love to do, I love watching a movie or getting ideas to watch a movie from someone else. Watching said movie, having my thing, and then going to read like what other people said about it, and then it's like you get new perspective added. And I'm trying to this year be more of a cinephile, but not like a cinemaphile, but not like a annoying one who's like, I watch films.
I
Like,
fear
okay,
it's
it's too late.
inevitable.
It is truly too late because it's going to be just like reading books. Like once you start doing a certain thing, it's like, how
It
can I build
changes
this
you.
power over everyone else?
Yes.
Yes. Especially
Yeah.
because I think watching movies is so important. Like engaging with art as many ways as possible through as many mediums, like building that attention span. So much, it's just so good, and then being able to talk about it, like then having the
knowing what's
room
going on
and the cadence to like, oh, this, I love that this happened. This was interesting.
I can't wait to see the growth because this is not even shade. I'm just thinking about our brief conversations on Moonlight. I can't wait to see where we go from here, knowing what movies are about.
Knowing what movies and having seen them 6,000 times. Like
what's going on.
It's even like knowing who's in it. Like I watched Spotlight.
Actor names,
several times before I realized Rachel McAdams was on my screen.
Okay, now that's one of the white women you know. You just gotta know.
Which is the issue, and it's like she looks familiar, but then I was like, "That's Regina George." Like it didn't click until
looks like somebody.
I watched it for the 1,000,000th time. Like I seen it so many times, and then it clicked, and I'm like, "This is really sad."
Are you planning on, what is your film goal? I mean, not that you have to have one, but are you planning on doing like classic American movies? Are you going to do some French films and other like cultural films?
So I'm trying to work my way around. Like I'm trying not to be stagnant,
right?
Or just watch one certain type of movie. I also encourage people to watch things they've seen already. Like,
oh, I love that.
I think when it comes to doing things like reading books or watching movies, people always want to like, I'm gonna watch 45 new movies I haven't seen, and it's like, relax. Like you're also supposed to enjoy the experience. So maybe today, like I just watched Zola for the first time last night, or like 2 nights ago.
Really?
For the very first time, and it's like, watch movies you wanted to see with the first time around.
Yeah.
And before that, I watched Bad Teacher. Like I've seen that movie 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, that seems like a movie you'd like. Yeah,
and I loved it 1,000,000 times that I've seen it, and then it's like, okay, I'll just watch it again because I haven't seen it in a while. Guess what? I also saw the other day. You are gonna guess, and you get one guess.
Oh my freaking goodness! Dang, I already know I'm gonna guess wrong.
Think of Me.
Oh wait, is it something with Melissa McCarthy?
No. Wrong thoughts.
Dang.
I'm talking about rewatching a movie that you enjoy.
Is it a black movie?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Not predominantly. Well, not all, but predominantly.
Girl, I don't know. We're an hour and a half in, and I don't want to stay here for 20 minutes guessing because I do want to be right. But
just guess. Just guess the movie. It doesn't matter.
Big Mama's House.
No, it was Nope.
Girl, I was not gonna guess Nope. If anything, I
had a whole phase. Remember, I had a whole phase where I was watching Nope every day.
Yes,
I haven't watched it in months. So when I watched it the other day, I was like, "Wow, this movie's fantastic."
Oh yeah, I mean, I probably could have guessed that, but if anything, I would have guessed Glass Onion first because you said, "Oh well, obviously you'll get it," because I just said it.
Oh, well,
no. But you know what? I know that you like to watch your movies, in the way that you get them. But it might be fun to also go to like theaters that only play those, kind of indie movies. Yeah, there's one in Philly, obviously, the Film Society. You should check it out.
I should. Like, I want to get more into going to the movies. Like, I want to go see One of Those Days.
Oh yeah, I do want to watch that. I want to see,
and it's like about like black gay men, which I want to see. So
oh wait, no, I'm thinking about a show. Have you ever heard of that show called Barry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch.
Wait,
isn't that no, not the one about Barack Obama.
Okay, I'm like,
this is a British. It's like a BBC show.
Okay,
I think yeah. That's another. BBC shows are really good.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
British shows. I mean, the British accent, I just can't take for long. Did you watch? You watched Fleabag? Yeah, we talked about that.
Are you kidding me? Yes. I need to rewatch. I need to rewatch that because that was really good show. Really, really good. Yeah.
Good. My last thing later, because we're still on this. Self-Portrait by Layla Hathaway. I was getting my hair done, not this time where you see these twists now, but it was before the end of my semester. So like December at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And going to a black hairstylist that is like neo soul black, it's just so like there's something about it. There's just something about it that I just live for.
An incense lighting black, yeah.
Incense lighting, tracks playing, like you know, you'll get your Jasmine Sullivan
beads instead of doors, yeah.
Verbatim. But still using Olaplex on my hair. Like it's just something about like the duality there.
It's balance.
Yeah. And I hear this song. It was called "That Was Then" by Layla Hathaway. And, you know, I'm Shazamming. One thing about me, Shazam and my thumb, like they're partners every time I'm there. Because I'm like, Shazam, what is this? What is this? What is this? Because this is my sound. I love R&B. I love melodies. I love it. So I hear this song. I was like, is this Layla? I asked her. I was like, this Layla? She was like, yeah. I Shazammed it. And I was like, oh my God. Then I went and listened to the whole album. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really great work. Yeah. But highly recommend. That Was Then is my bop, but there's other tracks on there. Another album, highly recommend. A. Marie.
Oh, yeah, you love.
I love her. I think it was her debut album. What's it called? All I Have in 2002. Let me tell you something. Miss Mamas was not playing with y'all. And I need y'all to take her seriously. All I Have, that's where you get like, Why Don't We Fall in Love? I Just Died. We know those tracks. But the other ones on there, randomly all day in my head. So I recommend. It's definitely it's a more upbeat R&B album as well. So like if you don't always want, you know, slow balladies tracks, like you want some a little more upbeat while you clean or while you cook your tofu, whatever else you're cooking, or you eating your peanut butter and shrimp. I definitely highly recommend either one of these. Self-Portrait is more jazzy, so take that into account. Where All I Have is more like this is more bounce to it. Because you know she has what's her DMV sound?
Bounce. The DC sound? Or no, it's called
boom bap. I don't know how to say that. No, it's
bongos and stuff. I don't know, bro.
What is it called?
I think it's called like pogo or something. Let me see. DC.
No, sound. Don't look it up.
Oh, I have to. We have 20 seconds. DC. It starts with a music style.
Oh my God. Please Go-Go.
Yes.
You said pogo. That's hilarious.
I know. People are going to think I'm being funny, but I really thought it was called pogo.
No. That's hilarious. But anyway, so this has been our first episode back in 6 months, but something we call, or used to, Ciao. Anyway.
You can listen to Ciao Anyway whenever the episodes come out, wherever you listen to your podcast.
We drop episodes. Eventually.
And the way to know when they happen, by liking, sharing, subscribing. And then, since you're already there, may as well rate and review. You know what I mean?
Go stream My Way by Yola. Make sure you minus AI from your Google searches. Go get your honey roasted peanut butter child with them green apples or whatever apple you prefer. Go watch Severance on Apple TV. Go subscribe to my Letterboxd or go make a Letterboxd and then subscribe. It's okay. Letterboxd, like LETTERBOXD. I think that's important because you'll type it in and be like, baby, I'm signed up for a whole different app, mama.
Very much.
Self-Portrait by Layla Hathaway and All I Have by Emery. For Christian. And we will literally see you guys next time. We promise we'll see you guys like you'll be blinking, open your eyes, and you'll see us again.
It'll be back again.
Toodles.
Bye.